What is going on, guys? Judo Sloth here and welcome to today's Clash of Clans video. In this one, we are going to be taking on the Dragon's Lair with the brand new level 65 heroes. The COC update for June 2019 brings you 5 extra levels. Apart from the Grand Warden, we get 10 extra levels. But we are going to take 20 healers, put them onto the heroes, and see what they do against the Mega Dragon. I think it's going to be pretty cool. If you missed my video, the Queen versus all defenses, at the end of that one, we did a similar thing, and the Queen 2-starred a maxed out Town Hall 12. It was pretty epic. I will link it at the end if you missed it. But I say we get straight into this one, the Dragon's Lair versus the brand new level 65 heroes. Let's get into it. Alrighty guys, let's dive straight into this. I feel we need to use the Archer Queen first. If any of the heroes have any chance of doing this solo with just the healers, it's got to be the Archer Queen. Now for the Dragon's Lair, if we have any chance of taking down the Dragon's Lair with the level 65 heroes, we're going to have to make sure we take out one of the Eagle Artilleries, because there's 2 of them, look, one at the top of the base there. If you are new to my channel, guys, be sure to subscribe. I'm going to bring you lots more gameplay of the maxed out update. And I'd also recommend turning on that notification bell, because YouTube might not actually notify you if you don't have the bell clicked. So let's get into this one. 20 healers is the aim of the game. The first Eagle Artillery gets a couple of shots off. Now the single Inferno there locks onto my Queen, so I do freeze it. I don't actually want to press her ability just yet. Now the reason for that is if I were to press the ability, there's a good chance that the Eagle Artillery at the top would then lock onto my healers, and we don't want that to happen. If it locks onto the healers, which it does there now, let's freeze it. Oh, we've missed it! We missed it, guys. This is what's going to happen. Then we'll come... Wow, the healers have stayed alive. Let's freeze it again. We might have to use the Queen's ability here, but we've raged. Can we actually do this? We're going to need the Grand Warden, aren't we? Look. The red air bomb just took out the healers straight away. Queen's ability, Grand Warden's ability, it is not going to help. Let's come at this again. Let's come at this again and get this right. Make sure that that Eagle Artillery does not lock onto the healers. Take 2 at taking on the Dragon's Lair. So the Queen is going to come in straight away. Healers down that side. What we need to hope here is that the Eagle Artillery does not lock onto the healers. It needs to stay onto the Queen. Let's now use that freeze as the single has ramped up a little bit. I'm not sure why the Eagle swaps to the healers. It's on the Queen. I haven't pressed her ability. There's no reason it should move. Let's have a look at this. Is it going to go onto the healers? Trying to look at where it's going. And let's freeze it. I think it was on the Queen, but I froze it. I wasn't sure. I couldn't see where it was. It was on the Queen, so we kind of wasted a freeze there. That is definitely on the healers, and it's got 2 shots off. Let's actually use the Grand Warden's ability here. We timed it alongside that red air bomb, which was pretty cool, guys. Might have to use the Queen's ability to get through this single as well. It's racked up, or it's going to be. Come on, let's get through this. We probably didn't need to use that rage, you know. We could have used that for the Mega Dragon, but let's have a look. Let's see what the Gold Dragon does here to our Queen. Now, the healers could do some 300 IQ gameplay here and actually heal both of the heroes. Are they doing that? No, they're healing just the Queen. They could, though, because after, like, 4 or 5 of them, they don't actually do any healing. So the Queen is now by herself, and we are just about to go up against the Gold Dragon. So now this is your chance. The Gold Dragon versus the level 65 Archer Queen. Let's see how she does. We're not doing too bad. Closing in on 80% here. We've still got a lot of work to do. No rage spells left. The Queen finally locks onto the Dragon. It's not even a match as the Dragon wipes out the Queen. Let's come back at this again. Let's see if we come into the Dragon first, we could take it down, or how about if we take down that top Eagle? I'm pretty confident we can do this, guys. Let's take down this beast of a dragon. let's go straight into the dragon. Let's see if we can take that out straight away with the queen. See what difference this makes. So let's get a rage spell in to try and help out. Didn't get the rage in quick enough, guys. This thing is a beast. An absolute beast. Now we know we need to put the rage spell straight in to give that queen a fighting chance. Take 4, take 5, what is this? We've certainly had a bunch of chances. Let's use the rage straight away. Come at me, dragon. Let's see what you got here. Let's get the queen in with the healers and let's see what happens. So all of the healers now in. Wow, that is a lot of damage. We're going to have to use that queen's ability, guys. It was about to take the queen down. Let's freeze it. Let's freeze it here. See what happens. If it got one shot onto the queen and that was it. Look at the damage it does. So we'll freeze it again. We've used 2 freeze spells here. We're not doing too bad. It is about to go... It's not about to go down. Let's do it again, guys. Let's do it again. Let's take this thing down. Let's throw at it everything we've got. Okay, I am done messing around. Let's use the queen and let's get this done. What I think, instead of taking out the top eagle, why don't we just not activate it? Remember what I said about 4 or 5 healers is all that is required for the queen? Let's just go with that. Let's not use all of the healers. I want to show you gameplay with the Barbarian King as well, so we need to just try and get this one done. Let's get that queen in towards that eagle. Let's put like 8 healers in. That's more than enough to compensate for if there are any bombs that go off and take out the healers. Then I've taken a bunch of freeze spells. Basically, we need to protect the healers. We need to protect the queen coming through here. Let's use another freeze here and a freeze here to make sure that the queen is continuing to stay alive and continuing to get healed up. So let's get one more healer in. Oh, they've changed colour. Look at the eagle artillery. The eyes have lit up. Let's get a rage spell in here. I'm not sure if the queen is going to survive. That freeze spell was just in time, mind. Only just got that done. The rage spell is perfectly timed. We still have 3 freeze spells. I don't know if this is going to be enough in order to keep that queen alive. The healers are still getting hit. I'm okay at the moment until she gets in range of that single target inferno. This is looking better though, guys, isn't it? There's the single onto the queen. I need to make sure that I do not use the freeze spells more than I need to. Do I even? Yes, I can save onto 2 freeze spells here and we should be good. I don't really want to use another freeze here. I want to save it for the dragon. But as soon as this eagle goes down, we should be good to put the healers in because there's no other eagle artillery that can lock onto them. So, wow. Okay, maybe not the best to put the healers in there. But, wow, this spell's going on. Oh, my word. Let's get the rest of the healers in here because I do not want the queen going down. Granted, this is not looking too bad. We've got 2 freeze spells, 1 poison spell. We have the queen's ability. Remember, there's no time limit on the dragon's lair. Wow, look at all of them. Let's get a poison in. Let's wait with that queen's ability. We're going to have to press that in a second, guys. When it gets 1 shot, boom, queen's ability. Then I'm going to wait just a second. It's going over to the healers. That's pretty good, actually, guys. Maybe it gets a shot. Actually, we don't need the healers to go down, though, do we? So let's freeze it. Ah, the queen is stuck on all of the skeletons. Come on. Come on. Let's get through that dragon. It's still attacking the skeletons. What was it? Oh, the archers. The archers themselves were attacking the dragon. And we might... Oh, my word. Please don't tell me that the skeletons here are going to take out the queen. She's doing okay. There's 1 air skelly over there taking out healers though. Come on, queen. Get these skeletons down. Any second now she should she got 1 shot on the multi. She's turned and got it, guys. The level 65 archer queen. It is about time. Oh, there's more skeleton traps coming. I think she's good though. There's nothing else in this base. There we go, guys. The level 65 Archer Queen. Oh my word. So much suspense. Are we going to get it done? Yes, we are. I think. Maybe there's more skeleton traps in here. Wow. But there you go. The level 65 Archer Queen has managed to do it. Now, I do want to show you gameplay of the Barbarian King as well before we finish off, because he has that extra 5 levels as well. I don't think he'll do as well as the Queen. We finally managed to do it. And again, at the end of the video, we had a pretty epic one, which was the Archer Queen, this brand new level 65 versus every defense in the game. You're not going to want to miss that one either, guys. So I will link it at the end. But I feel, is there really 9% in these two buildings? There must be. Fantastic. I feel we need to wait of the 100% to celebrate. You guys can celebrate down in the comments with me. Let's show you some gameplay using the Barbarian King though before we finish off. I mean, that worked out okay. Why don't we just do the same thing with the Barbarian King so that you get to see the difference, although I really don't think the King is going to do too well. Let's get, I believe it was 8 healers we used. Do we really need the rage spell in initially? I don't think we do. That was when we were failing, wasn't it? I believe we used the rage up there with the expos, didn't we? That's right, guys. It's all coming back to me now. But remember, the Queen walked around the outside here, whereas the King is going through the wall itself. Is that going to be a benefit, or is it going to be detrimental for the King? Let's use that freeze now, as the single has ramped up that little bit, but not enough to do any significant damage. Now, the King is taking a lot longer to get through these defenses, look. So let's use that freeze before the single racks up any kind of damage onto the King. Might actually need another one here. Feel like we're going to, and we're going to have to protect them healers as well. Remember, one more healer and the eagle was activated. The King is doing better than I thought. Let's use a freeze now, try and get that multi to save the healers, and the King's doing okay here, but we are going to have to use another freeze. We've got 3 left, which is not bad. I feel like let's freeze them defenses as well and just let the King do a little bit of damage here. I'm gonna use the actually, let's use another freeze there. We're going to have to use the rage spell now to try and get through this area. Let's freeze. Let's use the King's ability before he gets in range of... Oh, he was already locked onto the single. He was locked onto the single, and he has gone down. What can his barbarians do? Look at the healers, man. They are doing all right. They're actually... Let's just continue to put the healers in. The healers, the barbarians are getting through it. Go on, little barbarians. They are crushing it right now. As long as them healers stay alive, I'm actually going to use the Grand Warden's ability here to protect the healers, not the barbarians, because I want to see how far these get. This is awesome. Look at them go. I mean, they're not going to take out the Golden Dragon because they're not going to be able to fight back, but this is kind of cool. P.E.K.K.A. King, nah, you're sacked, buddy. Oh, just as I say that, they all get flung off by a spring trap, and I don't think that's fair. They were doing so well. How can they beast? They take down multi-infernos, single infernos, eagle artilleries, and a spring trap gets the better of them. Honestly, I feel before we wrap up, let's do that one more time with the King, because he was actually surprising me. He was doing pretty well, but I feel like we have to get that ability pressed before he gets in range of the single so that he has the barbarians to protect him. Then I think this might be a bit closer. Let's see what happens. Some of you might have been sitting screaming at your phone right there saying, the Grand Warden is still attacking. Well, I let him go, guys, and he didn't really get very far. Let's just put it that way. He didn't get very far. So let's try again with the King. Exactly the same thing. Remember, all of the gameplay here prior to the update is on the developer build, and any kind of stats within the heroes, any damage they do, is always subject to change before the update drops. Remember, if you want to see all of the sneak peeks and gameplay, be sure to hit that notification bell for my channel, and you will see them as soon as my videos go live. But let's see what the King can do this time around. Let's freeze that single to start off with. Again, just before it gets to that area where it starts racking up the damage. I was pleasantly surprised with the King that last time. I thought he was going to get shredded, but actually, he did pretty good. I was going to use the freeze there, and then I thought it's too early for the single, so I kind of held my finger on the screen, let it go right at the end there. But let's try and freeze all of these. Can we? We did! I thought we were going to miss the multi there, but we actually got it, and that is pretty epic. So let's freeze it again, guys. Could have probably got that top archer tower, but I am going to freeze and just give the king a little bit of breathing space here before he gets onto this tricky bit. So let's freeze the... Let's press the ability before he gets in range of that single. Was he the first troop? If he's the first troop in range of that single, I'm going to be pretty mad. Let's freeze it. Let's freeze it anyway. Why not? Let's get another healer in here. Set them bombs off first. We set the eagle artillery off though, guys, which we shouldn't have done. We still got 8 healers, so not too bad, but we have lost the healers there, and we kind of need to put the others in here to protect him. He gets the eagle artillery, but he is taking a lot of damage from these expos because the healers... minus 50 IQ. I mean, they're healing the barbarians right next to the king. We're doing this to see what the P.E.K.K.A. King can do. He took out that area. One more time, guys. One more time. Okay, guys, here we go. I've got to be honest, the only reason we're doing this again is because I was so shocked at how far the king got through the base. I kind of knew that the queen would do well, but I thought that the king would go straight down. So the fact that he did well there, I feel like we have to try it again. Let me know down in the comments what you thought. Did you think the queen would get through? Did you think the king would? Remember, at the end of this video, we have the video with the queen versus all defenses. It was a good one, so you don't want to miss that. Let's see what we get. It might have been a fluke. I'm going to be honest about that as well. I feel like that last attack might have been a fluke. I don't know whether the king will get that far again, and if he does, for whatever reason, happen to get over to where the dragon is, then we will have to use the queen to try and help out. Now, I am going to freeze these multis early on here, because I need to protect the healers. Remember, if I put in any more healers, we're going to activate that top eagle artillery, and we don't want to do that. So I'm continuing to freeze that multi to try and protect the healers more than the king, but obviously hitting them other defenses whilst we are there. But the healers are taking a lot of damage here with them going through the center of the base. Remember, with the queen, they were on the outside, they didn't hit as many. Let's use that king's ability. Let's freeze here anyway and see what happens. The healers are starting to go down, so I feel like we're going to have to put more in. We're going to have to use the Grand Warden here as well, aren't we? There's no other way about it. Otherwise, he is going to go down. The Eagle Artillery is onto the healers. Let's use that ability. Let's just see what happens. We've still got 5 healers here. They are healing the king. I'm intrigued. I want to know what happens. Heal the king. Get on the king there. They're still on the barbarians. Get on the king. What are they doing? I know that the healer splash has been decreased. Finally, they're on the king. Let's see. So he has made it through the base with the help of the Grand Warden, granted. Let's see what happens here, though, as he pops all of the skeletons. Oh, remember, he doesn't stay at range like the queen does. Let's put that... I was going to say, let's put the queen in to help. The king, though, does go straight down here. He's walking around trying to get the skeletons, but they have basically just distracted him, allowed the dragon to wipe him straight out. The P.E.K.K.A. King has gone down. The queen attacking the dark elixir. Let's use that ability because the dragon is about to lock onto her. If it attacks the archers, it might still hit her. She might get lucky, but I don't think so. She is going to go down, and we're not going to get that dragon. Granted, though, we used the king. We weren't prepped towards the end of it. We did take it down with the archer queen, though. So that level 65 archer queen, she is a beast, guys, and if you want to see her versus every single defense in the game, go ahead and click that video right now. It is a good one, and you will want to see when she battles the maxed out Town Hall 12 at the end of that video as well. But that wraps it up for this one. Until next time, peace out.